So when you are all set with your list of schools that you and your spouse have agreed upon, you need to then put them on a chart, because you need to be up to date as to what is in process, what has been sent, and what is still needed, because they're not going to tell you what's missing. They're going to tell you when you're complete. So we have left Princeton. We are now heading back down south. So we're on Route 1. This is the same Route 1 that goes from Maine down to Florida. It was replaced by I-95, but if you ever want a road trip to go through the towns and stuff, down to Florida or up to Maine, Route 1 is the way to go. So anyway, on this chart now, I'm gonna tell you the chart that I made, and of course, as I always tell you, you don't have to do what I did. It's just a suggestion, okay? What I did was I used a poster board. I did not use a whiteboard because I didn't want anything accidentally erased. I wanted it permanent. And I used a poster board. And on that poster board, I created a chart with the name of the school along the left side. Then along the chart, at the top, I wrote AMCAS or AACOMAS, again, depending if it was allopathic or osteopathic. I wrote date submitted, because those are two different services. You can submit on two different dates. Then I wrote check cleared or credit card received. And then I put school transcript, because AMCAS and AACOMAS are going to ask for your school transcript, or actually ask for permission for your school to send the official transcript. You cannot send an unofficial transcript, so that they can upload it and make sure that you're on the up and up. And then so school transcript and MCAT, and then secondary application, secondary essay. Was the secondary application completed? Was the secondary essay completed? Was it edited? And then secondary essay sent, secondary essay received, letters of recommendation sent, letters of recommendation received. And then I put rejected, yes, no. Interview date. So I put down, interview offer, yes, no. Then I put interview date confirmed, interview completed, and then I put accepted, rejected, or waitlisted. And that was everything. Because you need to make sure that you have everything completed. The schools are not going to tell you, hey, Mr. Jones, we're missing your letter of recommendation. Please forward it. No, it's going to say in process, or it's going to say incomplete. And so you're going to need to call the school and say, hey, what is missing? Because you're going to have to be on top of your letter writers. And a lot of times you can do a letter writing service in which they collect all of the letters and they send it out, or you can have them done individually. But you need to confirm with your letter writers that the letters have been sent to either this service or the school. And if not, then you have to make a decision whether or not that letter is really necessary. Okay? Don't call the schools on a daily basis. They're very, very busy, and you're really going to get on their last nerve if you call daily. You have to be reasonable. I would send an email maybe every couple of weeks, confirm that the letter has been sent. And then once you get confirmation, put it on your chart that has been done. And at that point, once all of the parts of your application are completed, well, there's only one thing left to do, which is the hardest part and the most stressful part, and that is just wait. Now, granted, getting a letter of rejection is not what you want, but at least you're not in limbo. Because some places will just hold on to your application until the very end before they send out their rejection letters, which is really, I think, a really not fair thing to the student. You're causing a lot of undue stress, and you got to go on with your life. But if you stay on top of it, it's not going to make a lick of difference to the school. Really, it's not going to make or break you. Honestly, I was on the admissions committee when I was a third-year medical student, and follow up was not on the list, right? It wasn't. So you can follow up all you want. You can think it shows interest, but it's really meaningless. Okay? It's for your own benefit to make sure that your application is complete. They don't care if you follow up or not. You don't have to follow up. It's not there. It's not part of the it's not part of the decision matrix on whether or not you get an interview and whether or not you get accepted. It's just whether or not they're going to look at your application. There's only two parts of this matrix: complete or incomplete. If you're complete, they'll look at it. You're incomplete, they won't. Now that, what you see there, that is from the Grounds of Sculpture. Very nice set of sculptural gardens. They have lots of different things here. It's in Hamilton, which is near Trenton. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. You really need to be realistic in your school choices. You can have a wish list. And you can have reach schools. No one is saying don't do it. In fact, you should. Again, what's the worst they can say? No, you haven't gotten any worse. What if they say yes? Maybe they're looking for someone like you and you fit the bill. Who knows? Doesn't mean you have to go there, because in the end, it might be nice to go to Harvard, but if it's gonna put you $500,000 in debt, do you really think that matters? To some people, the answer is yes. Knock yourself out. To other people, it doesn't. Okay? You don't have to go to Harvard or Stanford or Yale to be a good doctor, no matter what anyone tells you. So a lot of times, it's not something us non-traditionals really care about anymore anyway. If you wanted to be a doctor, you want to be a doctor. It doesn't matter what school you go to. that's all I have to say about that. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna build this channel. The next time I'm gonna go over some tips to your personal statement. You know, your personal statement is, if you think that you're gonna be one and done for applying to medical school, yeah, no, you're not. Because you're gonna use one for your general medical school application, and then you're gonna do another one for the school-specific application. And then in your third year, you have to start working on another one for your residency application. And then if you want to do a fellowship, you're going to have to do one for your fellowship application. And that's the end of it. So, you know, personal statements are going to be abound. We'll go over some tips, you know, on personal statements, on specific statements. We'll talk about medical school and residency. In that episode, we can talk about residency. We'll do residency and fellowship all in one, because they're pretty much one and the same. The difference is one's a specialty, one's general. And we'll then kind of take it from there. So if you have any topics that you are curious about, that you would like me to comment on, let me know in the comments below, and we'll put it on the docket to discuss. I can also discuss some strategies, you know, for you going into your clinical years, you know, both in your third year when you're finally out of the lecture hall and on to the clinical side. You know, I was there, and then I'm a teaching attending, so, you know, I get a lot of fourth years. I'm hoping to get some third years into the ICU, but, you know, we can talk about that. You know, any other questions you might have, you know, just, like I said, put it in the comments below, share this channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye now.